Day 3 of Battle at the Beach continues as the Cedar Creek Pirates are set to take on the Huskies of Matawan, New Jersey. Honored to be on the call once again this afternoon. My name is Steven Anderson, and to my left, my broadcast partner, Steve Parker. Steve, tell the people a little bit of what they have to look forward to in this matchup that's just moments away from kicking off.
Well, Cedar Creek had a little bit down year for them last year, 4-7. They've previously been in sectional finals 3 of the previous 4 years. But they bring back their quarterback. They have a couple really good wide receivers. They're going to throw the ball a little bit. But unfortunately today, one of their better players, Petterford, defensive lineman, 6'1", 260, probably is not going to play because he's injured. But they're confident. They have a big turnout. You see they've got a lot more players than they've had in the past because their addition's starting to build. James Millie's done an excellent job coming down from Union as a head coach for Cedar Creek, and they were looking forward to really putting on a good show here today. Offensively, they usually throw the ball a lot, play open quite a bit.
Spread it out, no doubt. Looking forward to seeing what they have in store for us today. And on Matawan's side, a little bit of an unknown, and they had to travel a decent distance to get here today, so you never know what kind of cobwebs they may have had to shake off in the pregame just to get themselves ready to go in this one. So looking to see whether they are kicking off or receiving. We'll take a pause for the national anthem.
A little bit about Matawan before we got interrupted here by the national anthem. They have a 1,000-yard rusher returning Colin Palumbo, 1,061 yards, 16 touchdowns last year, and they also have a major college junior defensive lineman, 6'9", 295, Jaden Elijah. That's a man there. That's a big man. Interested to see how Cedar Creek tries to deal with him.
Yeah, look for a lot of Palumbo and Elijah in this one today for sure. Looks like Cedar Creek is set to kick off to start this game. Matawan will receive. Matawan wearing white tops, maroon bottoms. Cedar Creek wearing that pine green and maroon top along with the maroon bottoms. A lot of maroon in this one, as we said in the pregame.
Yeah, the cheerleaders do not want to get together because they can mix up their squads. They're all wearing the same maroon outfits, it looks like.
Definitely tough to decipher. Nonetheless, this one's set to kick off in just seconds. Referees with their hands in the air. Whistle blows. And things commence. Ball is off. Bit of a spiraling one. Just over the 20-yard line, goes out of bounds. Flag flies on the first play of the game.
Goes out of bounds, penalty against Cedar Creek.
35-yard line, I believe, in high school it is now. Used to be the 30, or maybe it's the 30. It used to be the 35, one or the other. But they're going to get some good field position to start here, obviously.
I was just going to say, great field position to start the game for the Matawan Huskies. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, 35-yard line. That's
indeed,
correct.
The 35-yard line. Matawan lines up in the pistol. Offset back to the left. Quarterback number 3, Amir Martinez de Scott, looking over towards the sideline. Ball snapped to Day Scott. He hands it off to his running back, and his running back runs into a cloud of dust. Gains, I believe, 2 on the play. Will bring up 2nd and 8.
Gotta believe that was, although it doesn't seem, yeah, it had to be Palumbo carrying the ball, number 22, the 1,000-yard rusher.
2nd down and 8 coming up from the 37-yard line.
Palumbo with the previous carry. Let's see if they go back to him here. Day Scott fakes the handoff to Palumbo, rolls out, passes off, and complete to his receiver, although there does look to be a flag down on the play. On the reception with number 11, Cameron Cooper, so we'll see if it stands.
Interesting to see where that comes from. It was kind of a late flag. It's either a receiver downfield or, a lineman downfield as they are going back. That's usually what it is when it's quick rollout pass. A fake, the linemen get a little bit antsy. They get downfield too quickly. Waiting for the signal from referee Fanter, and that's what it is.
Yeah, you got to have that internal clock as a lineman and just know that your quarterback needs time to work, find that secondary receiver. And that was even Day Scott's first receiver option. He just had to have time to roll out. So Day Scott looking at his wristband. Calls the next play, his lineman to the ball. 3 receivers to the top of the screen in a stack formation. 1 receiver to the bottom. Motion man gets the handoff. Quickly tackled by number 6 of the defense. That would be Justin Castillo, linebacker. Someone to watch out for today.
Yeah, it was Wellman Grooms, sophomore running back there for
3-yard gain on the play.
Matawan.
Yeah, Crooms came through there with some speed too. You got to see whether
3rd down and 10.
he's able to get that edge or not. Could make a big difference. At that time, number 6, Justin Castillo, doing a good job of stopping him from doing so.
5 wide receiver set now. Interesting to see what they're going to do here.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see it indeed, Steve.
Quarterback draw.
Crooms was in motion again, got the fake handoff, but that time Day Scott kept it. And Day Scott, with not much room to work. That Cedar Creek defense doing a good job of stringing it out. And it'll be 4th down and 10.
Yeah, great job by the interior line that time at Cedar Creek. It was Randy Bean, number 58, in the initial hit. 6 foot, 245 pounds, senior for Cedar Creek. They did, as you said, real nice stand here. It's going to be 4th and 10. They should get good field position.
Actually, Steve, make it 4th and 11. Just a little bit harder for the Huskies to convert here, but they're keeping the offense out on the field surprisingly on this first drive of the game. 3 receivers.
There they go.
Oh, and then they convert it to a punt formation. Ball is sent off of the foot of Day Scott. Gets a friendly roll, and it'll finally stop in its tracks due to the work of Wellman Crooms.
A little unique punt formation there as they went to a quick, almost like a short shotgun. And the Cedar Creek defensive back did not get back. If they'd have moved that, they could have really got some good field position, but lucky for Cedar Creek, only rolled to the 34.
Cedar Creek will now have their first opportunity on offense today with 9:44 left in the first quarter. They come out in a spread look as well. 1 man lined up beside quarterback number 13, Billy Smith. And Billy Smith receives a snap. However, whistles blow, flags are down.
Possible movement.
That'll go against Cedar Creek, and they will move back 5 yards. 1st and 15.
5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15.
Don't know quite what that penalty was. It looked like an illegal substitution. If somebody came in late or what, but that was a strange call there. Anyway.
You never want to be starting behind the sticks before you have an opportunity to run one offensive play, and that one batted down by the defensive lineman of the Huskies. Nearly caught by Billy Smith, and that's 75, Jaden Elijah. Another one we mentioned early.
6'9", 295, major college interest, obviously, and they're going to have to. Now you look at the lineup out here, Steve, and you look at him, you think, okay, they have pretty good size. And then you come to him. He is really a big young man.
He stands above everybody out there on the field.
6'9".
No doubt about it.
Good power forward.
3 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Ball goes to Smith. Smith, quick outlet pass to his receiver, number 5, who's working, trying to avoid tacklers, gets back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalties took place. And it'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it was really smart play by Cedar Creeker as they threw away from Elijah, which I would do too.
Yeah, I'd get as far away from him as possible.
They just did a little sprint there, and all they had to do was turn him, and he had to pursue. But still a decent game, but nice play defensively also, I think. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, you're fine.
Receiver on the play was Jameer Campfield. Campfield did a good job.
He did. He made some yards.
Tacklers.
Yep.
Now let's see what Cedar Creek has in store on 3rd down. Smith drops back and is sacked. Brought down by, you guessed it, number 75, Jaden Elijah. Others in on the play as well, but Elijah certainly led the charge, and it is 4th and forever. Cedar Creek will have no opportunity and no other choice but to punt.
Well, they flipped sides that time. He went to the left side of the formation, but he came off the edge, shot like a rocket. I mean, I don't know if anybody tried to get in his way, but whoever it was, they didn't do much because he was in there very quickly.
No easy task blocking Elijah, that's for sure. But if you're Cedar Creek, you got to figure out some way
Another penalty
to get in his way, or else it's going to be a long day. Whistles blow, flags are down.
Another penalty against Cedar Creek. That's 4 penalties already in the first quarter. They need to sharpen that up a little bit.
Number 3 is the punter for Cedar Creek. That's Darius Benjamin. Also plays wide receiver for the Pirates. That one goes against Cedar Creek.
Yeah, I noticed he was the kickoff guy, too. Unusual for a wide receiver at the high school level or any level to be the kicker and punter.
Just a testament to his athleticism. That one, a high arcing
Looking
spinner.
for a bounce. And they get it.
And they do get a bounce.
Oh, good bounce.
Goes just past the 40-yard line. Will stop at the 39. And the Matawan Huskies are lucky that their punt returner didn't get in the way of that one because he was extremely close to the ball. You got to teach your guys to get as far away as possible in those situations.
As a coach, what you want there, though, is you want that guy to fair catch that ball.
Very true.
It cost him 15, 20 yards.
Yes.
When I used to coach, I used to drive me crazy. I said, catch the ball. I don't care. You don't have to run it back. Just catch the ball. And there was plenty of time, I think, for him to get under that and make that fair catch. But as you said, Cedar Creek got an extra 15, 20 yards out of it.
Matawan. 1st and 10. Amir Martinez de Scott with a back behind him. Looks like they want to run some type of option. He flicks it to the man in front of him. Number 11, Cameron Cooper. Cameron Cooper did a great job of coming back for that one. Lucky it wasn't a fumble.
Yeah, they went a little sprint left and then ran a little throwback pitch against the grain trying to catch Cedar Creek, but they did a nice job filling lanes and staying at home to make the play, and led by, that was Justice Payton who made the initial tackle.
2nd and 10. Martinez de Scott pitches it to his man. It looks like the Matawan Huskies picked up the 1st down. That's number 1, Wellman Crooms. Wellman Crooms doing a great job of using his speed, getting to that sideline, turning those shoulders upfield.
Yeah, Crooms is only
First down.
Crooms, is only a sophomore too, 5'11", 175. So future looks bright at the running back for Matawan.
Number 33 for Cedar Creek, just getting off the field. Martinez de Scott for the Huskies looks over to the sideline. Maybe a change of play. Option to the bottom of the screen. Toss to Crooms. Crooms brought down by a few Pirate tacklers. First to the scene was number 8, Guyan King. King, a sophomore, 6 foot, 170.
That time they were in pretty good position, Steve. Number 1, Jamel McClellan was there, but did not square up, and he was able to cut back inside him for a nice gain.
2nd and 6. Day Scott again looks over to the sideline. Play clock ticks. So does the game clock, coming up on 6 minutes in the first quarter. Jay Scott fakes the handoff. Very nifty fake. Gets the pass off to number 1, Wellman Crooms. Crooms starting to become a trend for this offense, someone they're beginning to lean on heavily.
Yeah, it looks like Cedar Creek's going to have to account for him. That time out of the backfield, a little roll to the weak side. Good thing he got rid of the ball right away because there was good pressure that time by Cedar Creek.
Now 3rd and 1 for the Huskies. What will they do?
I believe they're going to run behind Jaden Elijah. That's what I would do.
Looks like they did just that. Elijah out in front. Sets a block for Day Scott, and Day Scott spinning. Still up on his feet. And finally, it takes about 5 tacklers for the Pirates to get him down. And he will be down. Looks at the 19-yard line, Steve?
Yeah, it looks like he's just inside the 20. Going to be a first down. And again, that time they pulled Elijah from the weak side around, waited for him. What a real nice run. Good block by Elijah leading that to start it off.
Getting right back on the ball are the Huskies, and they snap it. Day Scott gives it off to his running back. Not much room to work for number 22, Colin Palumbo.
Palumbo on the carry.
Palumbo, we saw him, I believe, on the first offensive snap for the Huskies, and then it's been a lot of since then. See if they go back to Palumbo in this goal line situation.
Yeah, he's a 1,000-yard rusher, 16 touchdowns last year.
2nd and 8. Stacked line to the bottom of the screen, and they run there.
Yeah, it was unbalanced, yeah.
Day Scott doing a good job of holding on to that ball because number 17 of the defense, Justice Payton, was looking to rip it out.
They had Elijah on the right side. They had an unbalanced line, like you said, extra lineman on that side, and they just said, here we come, you got to have to stop us. Brings up 3rd and about 4, like you said. A pretty good defensive stand there by Cedar Creek.
Yeah, Cedar Creek trying to stand tall, and the Huskies can smell the end zone. Day Scott sends his back in motion, now back line to his left. Colin Palumbo and Day Scott look over towards the sideline. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Day Scott gets the snap. Doesn't give it to Palumbo. Kept it and threw it to Crooms. And Crooms, I believe, short of a first down to bring up 4th and 2.
Yeah, that was well defensed, really. They went back to the weak side. You see here, a little fake, a little leak out by the running back. Real nice job in there by Cedar Creek.
And Justice Payton did a good job, too. Just getting in Day Scott's face, I believe, enough to make the throw tough.
Yeah, McKellen ended up making a tackle.
4th and 1.
Probably going to run behind the big guy, I would think, to the right side.
Day Scott did a great job of bringing in that high snap.
I don't think he got it.
Yeah, not sure.
Colin Palumbo on the carry.
No, and he definitely did it because the ref signals change of possession. Cedar Creek will take over, and what a great job of being tough as a defense, coming together and stopping the Huskies from getting in the end zone.
Yeah, they tried to run behind Elijah again, but the snap was high. I think threw off the timing of the play a little bit. Cedar Creek was able to get some penetration. Big stop for Cedar Creek early here.
It's a game of inches, folks, and it's also a game of seconds. And just like Steve said, if things are off by 1 second, the entire play is off as well. 2:55 and running in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score in this matchup between Cedar Creek and Matawan. Cedar Creek, and that's Billy Smith. Billy Smith had handed it off to his running back, who ran straight into the center of the line.
And straight into Jaden Elijah again for making a tackle. His name is being called every play. There's a reason why at 6'9", 295, a junior has got all these major college offers. So far, it's been easy to see why. He is definitely the best player on the field, most athletic, the biggest, and all those other good things you get with being 6'9", 295.
All that and more is Jaden Elijah.
16, 17 years old. What a future.
2nd and 9. Billy Smith gets the snap. Looks to the top of the screen. Lets one go. And just out of the reach of his receiver, that would be number 3, Darius Benjamin. Darius Benjamin had his man beat. They just couldn't connect.
Yeah, you know, it almost looked like Benjamin was trying to position himself a little bit with a defensive back and slows down a little bit. He had that hand out a little bit. Maybe if he just turned on the jets and trusted Billy Smith, they might have been able to connect on that.
That's a good point, Steve. You got to do a bit of balancing act. You got to beat your man, but you also got to worry about tracking down that ball, and maybe it was a little unbalanced right there.
I definitely think he was more concerned about the defender there. Maybe he didn't think Smith could get the ball there, but that was a beautiful throw by Smith.
Let's see if Smith has to do it again, because it's 3rd and 9, and Cedar Creek's backed up into their own end zone. Smith stepped up there and let one go. That time to Aleem Parks, but Aleem Parks jumped up for it, went right through his hands, and then it was nearly intercepted by defensive back Brian Charles Gagnerin.
Yeah, again, as you said, he had a good chance there to make the throw, but just Billy Smith was just a little high, and again, he had pressure from Elijah, but he's got to make that throw. I'm sure he'll tell you he's got to have that one back because it was a first down and a sizable gain. The man was open.
135. Punter stands just shy of the goal line.
And they brought the deep man up. Get the ball.
Wasn't a bad punt in terms of distance, Steve.
You see they actually walked up the safety. They're going for the block. They had nobody back at all. Right before the play happened, they walked him up trying to go for the punt, but fortunately for Cedar Creek, they didn't get to it.
A couple lucky breaks now for Cedar Creek on special teams when it comes to the punt game. Got to see if later on in the game that could come back to haunt them, because luck only lasts so long.
Yeah, they need to balance the field a bit here. They've been playing on their side of the field, the minus side of the field, most of the first quarter here.
This first quarter's been rolling by pretty fast. I don't believe we've had one real stoppage. Just as I say that.
It's a timeout being called by Cedar Creek.
Should have held my tongue. Cedar Creek calls the first timeout of the game with 1:53 left in the first quarter, and we'll go to break.
6th Street Pizza and Grill is open daily from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. weekdays and 11 until 10 on weekends at 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, right at Gillian's Wonderland Pier. 6th Street Pizza and Grill not only serves varieties of delicious pizza, but hot and cold subs, salads, hot dogs, and their special Angus burgers. And they have free delivery and daily specials. Phone 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 609-525-0022. 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City.
What makes a Wawa Club? Is it the crispy bacon on the turkey BLT? The endless layers of flavor of the buffalo chicken salad? Or is it a secret handshake? Nah. At Wawa, there's a club for everyone. Find yours today.
Welcome back, folks. Your score is 0-0 in this game between the Cedar Creek Pirates and the Matawan Huskies. And it's funny, Steve, right before that timeout was called by Cedar Creek, I had mentioned that there hadn't really been any big stoppages in this game thus far. And then right away a timeout was called. So let's see if I have that same type of luck when it comes to points. There hasn't really been any points scored in this game, Steve. Let's see if that changes.
Boy, great run here. Great run that time here. Quarterback Meredith Scott just held onto the ball, went to the left side, broke quite a few tackles on
just
the way.
kept churning them legs as well. Very impressive by Amir Day Scott.
Goes for about a 14, 15-yard gain. We're going to get him down.
Oh, and a late flag's down. Very late flag. Let's see what this one's all about. It might be against the sideline.
See if it's a sideline infraction.
Amir Martinez Day Scott did all that work, and let's see if it was in vain.
It's a sideline infraction. That's a warning, the first one. The second one's a penalty.
So only a warning addressed to the sideline of the Huskies. They ought to be careful because the next one, just as Steve said, will result in a 15-yarder.
And that was against the team that just had a great play. That's unusual. Matawan had the sideline warnings. They just gained 15 yards on the play. Interesting.
And coaches will talk about controlling the controllable. And that's one thing that you can control, is the way that you act on the sideline. And you can't afford to be taking away from your team out on the field with things that are just unnecessary. Nonetheless, 1st and 10. And Amir Martinez-Day-Scott faked the handoff to his running back and was immediately sacked on the play. Number 42 for the defense. And number 17, so it was Justice Payton in and Shane DeMond.
Yeah, just took him and
Oh,
threw
yeah,
him to the
definitely
ground.
Justice Payton.
Justin Payton just got a hold of him and just spun him to the ground. So that was a big play.
I thought I had seen DeMond in
Payton's
there.
only a sophomore, 5'10", 195 pounds, sophomore. Good play by
2nd
Payton.
and 15 from the 30.
And because of the work Payton did, it's now 2nd and 15 for the Huskies. Martinez-Day-Scott fakes the handoff and throws one deep. Too deep, is it? Oh, and it bounces around. Where's it come down? And it looks like Cedar Creek has the interception in the end zone. That's number 8 on the play. Guyan King. And Guyan King comes up big for his team when it very well could have went the other way. Let's see.
Replay here. Watch, this ball was hit by about 3. At first it looks like
Oh, my God.
It hit number 1 in the
Off
shoulder
the
pad.
chest of Wellman Crooms. Wellman Crooms had an opportunity to catch that for a touchdown, but he just didn't get his hands in there in time.
Cameron
Bounces off
Cooper
his
also had a
chest.
chance.
Yeah, so many guys had an opportunity.
Good break for Cedar Creek. Tough break if you're Matawan. It looked like it could have been a score. Well thrown ball, really. He just dropped it in the bucket there and just Cedar Creek out battling for the ball, Steve.
Time is ticking here. Got to see if Cedar Creek will even try to get a playoff in this first quarter. 7 seconds. Oh, and now it looks as if the clock has stopped. Oh, they reset the clock. Excuse me. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Billy Smith with a toss. And his running back getting upfield for a first down. Number 3, Darius Benjamin.
Darius Benjamin with the power sweep to the right.
Just a little toss to the wide side of the field there, and they just made some good blocks and walled off that side, and the young junior was able to make first down. One of Cedar Creek's best offensive plays to this point.
11-yard pickup of the first down. Ball is at the 31-yard line.
The line did do a good job there setting the edge and allowing Darius Benjamin to turn upfield. Will Cedar Creek look to run something similar here?
See the replay again, see who did the job on Elijah, because he was on the right side and they got around him very easily.
First and 10. Ooh, and a miscommunication between running back and quarterback. Could have went worse. Luckily, Cedar Creek's running back, number 1, Jamal McClellan, was able to hold on to that one there. Again, just a miscommunication, Steve.
Yeah, he was supposed to come under for the handoff and went over, or Smith was on the wrong side there.
Second down and 14 at the 27.
2nd and 14 now.
You get behind the sticks, you got to be careful. Not try to get too much at once.
You just got to bite off little chunks.
Cedar Creek likes to throw the ball a little bit more, but I think they're having trouble blocking Elijah. Maybe that's why they're not throwing it as much.
Yeah, Billy Smith with not much time to work back there, and we'll see how much time he has now. More time than usual, and that allows him to get the pass off to Jameer Campfield. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter with your score 0-0. Set to head into the second quarter in just a few moments, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
First quarter. After one quarter of play, the score is tied 0-0.
Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, is a popular summer destination. Gillian's will be open until 9:30 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend, and they'll give you a chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
Second quarter set to start.
3rd and 10 for Cedar Creek.
And it's 3rd and 10 for Cedar Creek as the field flips. Cedar Creek now facing the Atlantic Ocean. Billy Smith
Wide open.
did a great job of just setting and firing, just as quarterbacks are supposed to do. And his receiver, Aleem Parks, did a great job of being there on the receiving end.
Yeah, he's their lead receiver back from senior this year, and that was just a timing play. He just got back and boom, set his feet, made a real good throw. First down.
And those timing plays, I actually ended up talking about this yesterday during a game that I called, but those timing plays are tough to pull off at a high school level because it takes a lot of time, no pun intended, to pull that off and really know where your receiver's going to be and for that receiver to trust that the ball's going to be there from his quarterback.
Yeah, when they get to playing together for 2 or 3 years, it makes it easier. Obviously, off season they do that timing stuff too.
1st and 10. Oh, and Billy Smith dropped the ball off the snap but was able to get it back. Then just not really sure if that was the play call or if he just...
Yeah, I don't think so. Like you said, I think he just dropped the ball, made a heads-up play. Just take it. Don't make a bad play worse, and just get forward, get a yard, whatever, and go to the next play.
2nd and 9. So Smith did a good job of at least getting a yard. Game clock ticks on. 11 minutes left to play in this first half.
Not a whole lot of offense by Cedar Creek to this point. Just a couple first downs. They need a big play or something to happen here to get them excited, I think, offensively.
Let's see if things break in Cedar Creek's favor. Snap to Billy Smith. Smith step backs to pass. Got one off of an outlet pass to his running back, Justin Castillo, who also plays linebacker for Cedar Creek.
Yeah, he was looking for Jamar Campfield, the sophomore wide receiver, on a streak down the right side here, but he was well covered. That was the check down. Smith did a real nice job of not throwing the ball into coverage and ended up getting a few yards.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Steve. I was going to say it's a good job of seeing that it wasn't there downfield and then taking what he could get to his running back, Castillo. And Castillo got a couple to make it a semi-manageable 3rd down here. 3rd and 7, snap to Billy Smith. Smith rolls out to the bottom of the screen, gets one off, and again, a 1st down completion for Smith. This time to his receiver, Darius Benjamin. So not only Aleem Parks getting a 1st down for Cedar Creek, but Darius Benjamin now playing a role.
Yeah, good timing on that play too. Semi-roll out, the ball's out before the receiver made his break, which you have to do against these good teams, and a good throw by Billy Smith there, and he got good protection.
Now the Pirates starting to build some momentum as they cross the 50-yard line.
They gotta wear them big boys down, man.
Spreading things out again. Running back in the game is Amir Dunbar.
They don't want to take nobody.
Jameer Campfield with that looping motion. And that time Amir Dunbar got the handoff, and Amir Dunbar on his first carry of the game chewed off 8 yards.
Yeah, young sophomore running back, 5'10", 185. Real nice, real nice hit to the open hole. Timing was good, and he didn't, dance at the hole. He got up the field, made a good 8-yard gain, 9-yard gain.
2nd and 2 after that nice carry. Fancy motion there from Campfield.
This is an offside, I believe, against Matawan here. Is going to be 1st down for Cedar Creek. That's a big mistake for them.
Yeah, especially when you're lined up right over the ball like that. You can't afford to be going offside.
Coach is going to
cost your team 5.
It's a former coach, I tell you. There's nothing worse than the ball's right there, son. Come on. But it happens. You get anxious.
Yeah, you move on, and Cedar Creek will move on with a 1st and 10.
Yeah, their deepest penetration offensively here, I do believe. 31-yard line.
Yeah, we saw Matawan in a similar situation like this, and Cedar Creek stood tough earlier. Let's see if Matawan can pull off the same feat. Receivers in close. Usually calls for a running play, but they will pass it. Swing pass to the running back, Aleem Parks.
Billy Smith pass to the right side. Aleem Parks on the reception.
And one thing I like about Cedar Creek's offense is guys are on the depth chart listed as receivers and running backs, but they line up in various different spots, and they're utilized in a various amount of ways.
Yeah, they're multifaceted. They can play running back. They play wide receiver. They throw the ball to their backs a lot, but again, they got 5 of them, 6 yards on first down, so that's always positive for your offense. Now you leave your options open for many things. 2nd and 4 or 5. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, on 2nd and 4, just as you said, the whole playbook is open for the offensive coordinator of the Cedar Creek Pirates. Let's see what he decides to draw up. And he draws up a handoff to running back Amir Dunbar. Dunbar was one tackler away from seeing himself in the end zone and scoring the first points of this game. But a good job here, as you'll see on the replay.
Nice cut.
The safety steps up, squares Dunbar up, and that's number 11, Cameron Cooper, for the Huskies.
Yeah, the key to that play was Dunbar planted his foot, got north and south. That's what you want your running back to do. You know, once you see it, and there's a face mask penalty on top of it. But Dunbar, the young sophomore running back here, looks like he could be something in the future here for Cedar Creek, as he's shown himself really well for a sophomore. Got good size. He's 5'10", 185 pounds, sophomore. That's a pretty good size running back.
1st and 10. Ball snapped to Billy Smith, and Billy Smith with a bit of a quarterback draw, just following his lead blocker and lineman in front of him. And he gains 2, will bring up 2nd and 8.
He got gobbled up by Jordan Reamer, 6'1", 330 pounds. He just disappeared, Billy Smith did.
He got swallowed up. Reamer, a big boy, and doing a good job of clogging up the middle for the Huskies.
Key play here, it's only 2nd down, but you want to try to get it 3rd and manageable at the very least here.
And just like that, we're nearly halfway through this 2nd quarter. Your score is 0-0. And Cedar Creek is on the doorstep. Smith to his receiver, who makes a move but can't get away. Again on the tackle, Cameron Cooper, and on the reception, number 5, Jameer Campfield. Let's look at this replay. Campfield came in motion, ran a little outlet pass.
What a great open field tackle there by Cameron Cooper, though, there, Steve. I mean, that's one-on-one, you know. High school, you get something like that, it's tough to make that play, but no gain. Instead, he might have gotten to the end zone if he breaks that tackle.
What could have been?
Looks like there's a penalty on Cedar Creek. Illegal shift, 5-yard penalty. That hurts.
Exactly, and you can't have that at any point in the game, but especially when you're in your opponent's red zone.
They do get to play over, though. It's going to bring them another 2nd down, so I'll have to see if they can make up for that.
2nd and 12. Amir Dunbar offset to Billy Smith's right. Billy Smith gets the snap, steps back.
Got a man.
Corner of the end zone. And out of the reach of receiver number 7, C.J. McAfee.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, just a step above, good throw, good, well-planned play here. As you does a little what we call post corner. As the outside receiver goes in, he goes to the post and goes to the corner, just overthrown by a couple steps, but good play design. Just Billy Smith just a little bit too long on that particular play.
Smith definitely wants that throw back, but you can't get him back, so he'll either have to make up for it, or Cedar Creek is going to find themselves with no points to show for it. This trip into the red zone results in a 3rd down, which is taking place before our eyes. Billy Smith towards the far sideline. Definitely not enough to pick up the first, but scrambles for a gain of about 6, and it'll bring up 4th and 7.
Don't know what Cedar Creek's kicking situation is. It's definitely close enough for a field goal attempt, but it doesn't look like they're making that move. It looks like the offense is staying in the game.
And at this point, you either got to have a lot of confidence in your kicker, or you do got to just keep the offense out there on the field, because
Ball's what, at the 12-yard line. It's going to make a 29-yard field goal attempt.
Tough at this level if you don't have full confidence in your
Yeah,
kicker.
if you don't have experienced kicker, it looks like they're going to go for it.
So I had said 4th and 7, but it's actually 4th and 8. Amir Dunbar offset back to the right, and now things flip around.
Go a timeout here.
And another timeout called by Cedar Creek. 7:12 left in the second quarter. Score is 0-0. We'll be right back.
It is known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn, since 1940.
Frozen cappuccino for Curtis. Mango smoothie for Curtis. Hey, Curtis. Strawberry banana smoothie.
That's me. No, this is so exciting. Smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, and more. Made fresh just for you. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, babe, wait. I think I got one more coming.
I can do that too. Oh! Stretch him out a little bit.
7:12 left in the second quarter. Your score is 0-0 between the Cedar Creek Pirates and the Matawan Huskies. My name is Steven Anderson. To my left, Steve Parker. And Steve, got a tight one on our hands so far with a 4th down and 8 here for the Pirates. Looks like Billy Smith exactly was barking there at the line and does just enough to draw the Huskies offside. They'll get 5 yards because of it.
Yeah, makes your play call a little easier.
Yes, it
4th
does.
and 3, then 4th and 8.
4th and 3.
Now they can go to draw quick hitters or throw the ball. Interesting to see where James Melody goes here.
Cedar Creek bringing some guys in and out of the game. Coming off the field for Cedar Creek was number 4, Amon McLaughlin. Fourth and 2. Smith steps back and fires, and off the hands of his receiver Darius Benjamin. Benjamin was in the end zone with an opportunity for a touchdown, but off the fingertips it goes, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Boy, what a good throw by Billy Smith here too. He did a little outside shoulder fake, had to slant inside, had the man open, just couldn't hold on to the ball there. Tough break. Benjamin couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, if anything, maybe a little bit lower trajectory on that ball just to have it at chest level, but Billy Smith really could not have done much more there to give Darius Benjamin an opportunity to score. 1st and 10 for the Huskies, and the Huskies can breathe a deep sigh of relief after having that goal line stand take place. Let's see what quarterback and company Amir Martinez de Scott have in store.
A little jet sweep that time with Cameron Cooper, number 11, coming off the edge. You know, trying to get his momentum going, get him the ball while he's moving. Makes some yardage, about 2 or 3, but good job by Cedar Creek defensively.
Yeah, and Amon McLaughlin did a good job of stringing it out, not letting his outside shoulder get conquered. Pushed it all back inside. And that resulted in a minimal gain for the Huskies. 2nd and 8. Ball snap to Day Scott. Day Scott, handoff to, I believe, Palumbo. But I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, or who it is, rather, when he gets up, and it is Palumbo. Palumbo for a 1st down.
Yeah, good run inside there that time. A good block, maybe a little trap block, we'd see for the replay, but they got up inside and got about 7 or 8 yards. 1st down, gets them out of the shadow of their goalpost.
Yeah, that's a good point, Steve. If you're Matawan right now, all you're concerned about is at least getting as far away from your own end zone as possible so nothing bad happens. Because all it takes is one turnover, one mistake to result in points for the other team. Day Scott kept it there. And Day Scott with only a gain of 1 yard on the play will bring up 2nd and 9.
That's a little read option there as he read the quarterback. He rides him in to see if he wants to give it to him or pull it. He pulled it that time, but Cedar Creek's middle of the defensive line did a real nice job. Some of the big guys in there. We haven't mentioned, but at that time it was Jaden Dunkley, the 5'9", 195-pound freshman, was in on that play for Cedar Creek.
3 receivers in total for the Huskies. Dave Scott calls for it. Fakes the handoff. Little bootleg action. Passes to his man Cameron Cooper, and Cameron Cooper with a gain of a few.
It was a nifty little play there as he faked it to him and then rolled out, and the running back just slips out of the backfield. So there's a fake. He comes around.
Yeah, I called it a bootleg, but that's not really a bootleg. That's more RPO action.
Yeah, a little more RPO. Yep. But the receiver came from the weak side all the way across the formation there. 3rd and short. Big play here for both teams.
The thing I do wonder, and I'm almost positive I know the answer, is at this level, the RPO isn't really there. It's there to disguise, but you don't really have the option.
Yeah, it's more of a pre-read.
Exactly.
Nothing there. Should have kept it that time.
Yeah, you're right about that, Steve. I was just going to say, you really couldn't have said any better. Nothing there is the true story. Number 50 for Cedar Creek was there first. Tyler Cannon, as well as number 6, Justin Castillo. Really good job there from Cedar Creek.
Yeah, Castillo's been a player for them for years, a linebacker, 5'9", 215. Very good player. He's a senior captain.
4th and 3.
They're doing the same thing with a short thing. Now Cedar, number 5, got it back up. Here he goes. Okay.
Oh, no, and he'll still send it away via the foot.
Fair catch. Now catch it. Get away. Now get away.
He did half of what you wanted him to do last time.
But at least he didn't go after the ball as he did. He had the right idea. He didn't feel comfortable. I'm okay with that. But they were okay. They got to bounce and not too much damage.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
I coached junior high for years, and then I helped at Oakcrest and a little bit at Absegami back in the day. And I used to coach punt return. I said, listen, guys, you can fumble 2 and catch 12. I'm a happy man. I said, do not let the ball bounce around. I said, that's just, you give up yardage. It just tortures it. Just tortures you. And I was an ex-punt returner, obviously, by saying that. But, yeah, if you got a guy who can catch the ball, it's invaluable. The Melton kids at Cedar Creek for a year were so good at that. They saved so much yardage.
Yeah, it's a bit easier said than done. You really stick your neck out there, and when you have your head up and that ball's up in the air and you know guys are sprinting at you full speed, it's a tough situation to be in.
There they go. They got a man.
Yeah, Billy Smith with a beautiful pass. Billy Smith.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a beautiful spiral. Wow. And his receiver, Darius Benjamin, looked to have been interfered with. Let's see on the replay if there was true interference.
What do you think, Steve?
Or if it was a clean play.
Oh. Yeah.
Defensive back Brian Charles Gagneron did not have his head turned around playing the ball, and usually that's a clear sign of a foul. And maybe one missed there by the officiating crew.
Yeah,
but you don't get them all.
Matawan got a break there, I think.
Again, we'll see on the replay. Billy Smith could not have thrown a more beautiful ball.
Missing a great game.
As you hear the comments from the stands, missing a great game to the officials. It looks like that, but
yeah, these fans getting a bit ornery, and you almost can't blame them because that did seem to be a miss by the officiating crew, but things will move on.
Yep, got to put it up behind you. They know they had the guy open. They can come back to that play later because and Smith threw a good ball too.
Yeah, as a player, you definitely can't hang on a missed call because that's just a distraction.
That late flag on him, they gave him the first down to seal the game.
2nd and 10 for Cedar Creek.
2nd and 10 with 4:27 left here in the first half. Your score 0-0, and the Cedar Creek Pirates, led by quarterback Billy Smith, will look to keep this ball moving. Handoff from Smith. And the running back, Dunbar, doing a great job of following his lead blocker, using that arm that would typically be used to ward off a defender, to ward off his own lineman and just kind of steer him in the direction he wanted to go.
It looked that time like Jaden Elijah, 75, hurt himself. He spins out here. And he goes down. It looks like he maybe pulled a groin or something. I see him limping out there a little bit. That could be big for their defense. You see him bend over at the waist right now on the 45-yard line. Interested to see if he's all right.
Time will tell on that one. Dunbar on that previous carry. Let's see if they give it to him again. They did not, actually. They handed the ball off to number 1, Jamal McClellan. And McClellan did a good job of getting the first down.
Good momentum here for Cedar Creek after that long throw. Now, as you see, Elijah going to the sideline.
And a great time for Cedar Creek to be building up said momentum as Smith connects with his receiver number 2, Aleem Parks. And again, a great time for them to be building up that momentum because we're coming up on the 2:30 mark here in the first half, and there's yet to be a point scored in this game.
Yeah, after early, I thought definitely that Matawan had the better of the play, but in the last half quarter, 6-7 minutes, it's all been Cedar Creek. They had a chance, as you said, a long pass the end zone. They made a couple defensive stops. Definitely momentum in their favor.
Smith looks over to his coach. Now assumes the position. Calls for the snap. Gets it. Looks. Pumps. Scrambles. Tells his receiver what to do, and he decides to keep it. He has room up the sideline. Gets out of bounds after being pushed just a bit by defender number 22, Colin Palumbo, but a great job there by Billy Smith.
Now watch this replay. What a great job he does directing traffic here. You see him? Now he says, okay, points him to go down the field, which takes the defender with him. He beats a guy on the corner, makes an extra 20 yards by that receiver just running off the defensive back.
Phenomenal job there from Smith. And he's starting to warm up in this game. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Smith fakes the handoff, looks to pass, pumps, looks to the bottom of the screen, and incomplete. Target on the play was number 3, Darius Benjamin.
Yeah, that was a good read that time, Smith. He tried to go to his left side. It wasn't there. He went to a secondary receiver who was covered too. I think he just threw that ball away. Pretty smart play by the senior quarterback.
Now at this point, I'm feeling as if 2 things are going to take place in this game. Cedar Creek is either going to continue to move this ball down the field and score some points before halftime, or they're going to hold the ball long enough to where if they don't convert on 4th down, Matawan will have to travel such a far distance to score some points in the first half that time will run out, and we'll end the first half at a score of 0-0.
The only thing they don't want is a turnover.
Yeah, can't have that here. Smith.
Got a man wide open.
Wide open indeed, and the touchdown for Cedar Creek is the first of the day to receiver number 2, Aleem Parks. And Aleem Parks could not have found himself more wide open in the end zone. A gift.
We'll have to see if it's a blown coverage or if he just made a good move. Let's see. Parks out here in the slot. Oh no, he just runs a slant and the defensive back just let him go. I don't know if he thought he had safety help in the middle, but it wasn't there, obviously. And big play for Cedar Creek as they get on the board with 1:37 left in the half.
Definitely a blown coverage. And Cedar Creek did their best to capitalize on it. Aleem Parks.
And they're going for 2.
And yeah, they are going for 2. Smith back in the quarterback position, gets it, and decides to keep it.
Does not look like he made it.
Yet to be a decision. Oh. And just as I say that, a decision is made. No good. And the score will be 6-0 in favor of the Cedar Creek Pirates. Smith, as you said, Steve, came up just shy. And the Huskies did a good job of standing tall, especially after giving up a touchdown, getting right back on that line and trying to stop a 2-point conversion. Sometimes your ego's hurt, your heads are down a bit, although you can't have your head down at any point. But sometimes it happens naturally, and they did a good job of stepping up to the plate and stopping the Pirates from converting.
Yeah, Smith looked like he had a pretty good head of steam going into the line there, but didn't see who made the tackle. It was a really nice play.
At Wawa, they have you covered with delivery, curbside, and order ahead options in the Wawa app. No matter what your day looks like, Wawa, how you want a Wawa. Download the Wawa app today.
If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together and take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality.
Thank you for being with us, folks, for this matchup between the Cedar Creek Pirates and the Matawan Huskies. If you missed it, Cedar Creek just scored the first points of the game on that touchdown hauled in by number 2, Aline Parks. And now with 1:31 left in the first half, the Huskies will look to reciprocate.
Interesting to see what their take is here offensively. Did he try to go up top early, or did he try to feel them out a little bit, worry about a turnover here? The last thing you want to do is turn the ball over and give Cedar Creek more momentum.
Huskies begin the drive at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, momentum definitely in the favor of Cedar Creek right now, and they'll look to retain that. Definitely a bit of a buzz on their sideline that we can feel because they are on our side of the field. Snap. Set to be sent to Day Scott, and Day Scott rolls out to the bottom of the screen, now looks back to the top of the screen for a screen to Palumbo. Palumbo has room. Palumbo up the far sideline, and Palumbo finally dragged down by number 4 of the defense.
Interesting, it looked like the ball, receiver didn't get the ball in the air. We'll see the replay here.
Amon McLaughlin on the tackle.
It looks like he made the catch on the replay.
Fans screaming that the ball hit the ground, but the ruling is that Palumbo kept it from hitting the turf.
Nice catch. They did a sprint out left and went back right with a screen.
Great catch indeed, and it's tough in a situation like Palumbo was in to be crouched down like that, pick up the ball from nearly hitting the turf, and then get back up and run full speed. Day Scott rolled out, launches one to nobody in the end zone. Good coverage by the defense, like you just said, Steve. And now we're under a minute to play in the first half. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Huskies.
Yeah, Aaron McLaughlin, 6'2", 175-pound senior, and Jamar Campfield, the 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, both back in real good coverage that time. They had a 2-deep shell, and they were not able to get behind him.
Good job of communicating on the defense, making sure they knew where the receivers of the Huskies were.
Just the opposite of what happened when Cedar Creek scored. The guy got wide open. Someone had a misassignment.
Great point. 2nd and 10. 2 deep safeties for the Pirates. Day Scott rolls out. And a great job of breaking up that pass by Amon McLaughlin. Or else that would have been an easy pitch and catch for Matawan. And now 3rd and 10. Coming up.
I'm sorry. Real good timing, Steve, on the defensive back coming up there. McLaughlin, he timed it perfectly. Just as the ball got the receiver, he was there to knock it out of his hands.
6-0, 49 seconds left in the first half. Day Scott pointing to the defense, saying they jumped off sides.
Where they threw the flag, though, was going against the offense. That's usually how the official throws it. But the guy in the middle field sent to defense.
Waiting for a decision, and the decision is penalty against the offense. Will send the Huskies back 5 yards.
It took me a while to figure that out. With the official on the side, the line judge, if he throws it toward this side, just against that team, this side, the other. I never really knew that.
That's a little tidbit that I'm sure a lot of people don't know about.
I really
actually
didn't. I mean, I'm watching football for 60-some years. I never.
You learn something new every day, people. 3rd and 15.
We're saying you got some of those officials like to throw the flag right at the player.
Ball is at the 46-yard line. Tay Scott with an empty backfield. Steps back, surveys, decides to step up and run. Gets back to the first chain marker. And it will call for a 4th and 10. 4th and 11.
Quarter game, 4th and 11 at the 42-yard line.
44 seconds left in the half. They got to punt the ball.
I was just going to ask, what do you draw up here in a situation?
You
44
gotta punt the
seconds.
ball. You're down one.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave Cedar Creek with an opportunity with one timeout, I believe they have left. Yes, one timeout, as you'll see on the moniker at the bottom of the screen.
In the other instance, too, I'm telling my return guy, anybody near you, let the ball go.
Day Scott
Let it go.
with a bit of a rollout punt.
Let it go. Here it goes to the end zone.
They try to avoid the ball from traveling into the end zone, but they are not able to do so. And that will be a touchback. So a touchback for the Huskies. And we're looking here at a replay from Billy Smith. Billy Smith did a great job earlier, and that was something that helped set up the touchdown for the Pirates.
Big run by Billy Smith there, about 25 yards, getting down into position, as you said, where he's able to throw that touchdown pass. Now, Cedar Creek here, I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, I would assume, is going to run out the clock.
I was wondering that myself because 33 seconds, one timeout. Maybe you try to throw one down the field because at least if you throw it down the field and it's intercepted, it's like a punt.
They're going to run it out.
They decide to just run it up the middle. Running back on the play was number 9, Amir Dunbar.
Doesn't look like Matawan's going to call timeout, so they can take a knee or don't have to take another play, actually, with 16 seconds left.
I believe you are right, Steve. Cedar Creek seems content with letting the clock run out and taking a 6-0 lead into the locker room. And the players will begin to trickle off the field. That will do it for the first half here from Carey Stadium in Ocean City, New Jersey. Battle at the Beach will continue when the second half takes place between the Cedar Creek Pirates and the Matawan Huskies. Your score is 6-0. Don't go anywhere.
Prime Events receives continuous support from Shoppy's Trophies and Gifts. Order online at Shoppy.com. Calvi Electric, with over 110 years of excellence in electrical contracting. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, amusements with a family in mind on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Shore True Value Hardware, they're ready to help on New Road in Summers Point. Johnson's Famous Popcorn, open all year on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Blue Water Graphics, if you need signs, you need Captain Charlie. And Ulmer's Appliances, a family-owned and operated business in Cape May County for 50 years. For over 25 years, Iliano's Ristorante has brought classic family-style dishes crafted with only the finest and freshest ingredients to fill your stomach and warm your heart. Now a new generation of ownership will continue Iliano's classic approach to Italian dining while also adding some current touches. They offer an extensive menu of homemade pastas, pizza, and daily specials, something for everyone at every age. Iliano's, 705 12th Street in Hamilton, has everything you need for lunch and dinner. And it can help you with your catering needs. Reach out through events.ilianos@gmail.com or contact them through Facebook or Instagram. Diners in Hamilton have known Iliano's for decades. For the rest of you, it's worth the trip.
a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
Sixth Street Pizza and Grill is open daily from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. weekdays and 11 until 10 on weekends at 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, right at Gillian's Wonderland Pier. Sixth Street Pizza and Grill not only serves varieties of delicious pizza, but hot and cold subs, salads, hot dogs, and their special Angus burgers. And they have free delivery and daily specials. Phone 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 609-525-0022. 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City.
These are all from London and Paris.
Back for the second half here in this matchup between the Cedar Creek Pirates and the Matawan Huskies. It's been a great three-day event here at the Battle at the Beach from Carey Stadium in Ocean City, New Jersey. Looking for that to continue as the Matawan Huskies are going to kick this one off to the Pirates. Fresh 12 minutes here in the third quarter. Looking forward to a great second half of action. Steve?
Big first possession here. Can Cedar Creek do something offensively, move the ball, change, flip the field a little bit position-wide, field position-wise. And, of course, Matawan's going to try to make a stop, get good field position, get back in this game offensively because except for the one drive early, they really have not done anything offensively.
Yeah, both defenses showed an ability to bow up and stand tall when needed most, but like you just mentioned, it was just that one time where there was a miscommunication by Matawan's defense, specifically in the secondary, and they paid for it. Ball is kicked, gets to that third level of Cedar Creek, and Cedar Creek's returner has one man to beat, and he does it indeed. Will he get to the end zone? He does. Touchdown, Cedar Creek, number 7, C.J. McAfee. C.J. McAfee starts things off in electric fashion with that return for a touchdown. We'll see on a replay in just a few moments right here.
Nice block on number 20 right there. We can see who it was. Somebody do a really key block on number 20 for the defense. And McAfee just, that's what you want to see again, return. He didn't go sideways, found the seam. You have to make a couple guys miss when you go up the field. When you go across, you got to make more guys miss. And what a great run. That's a big, big, big play for Cedar Creek.
Huge, huge play. Hit that seam with a bolt of speed and found himself in the end zone for a touchdown, did C.J. McAfee. And now going for the two-point conversion is Cedar Creek. Billy Smith will line up under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to the top of the screen, and his receiver's there to make the catch for the two-point conversion. Will make the score 14-0.
The big guy, that must have been a tackle eligible.
He's got his jersey curled up. I believe it's number 33, big man Jaden Dunkley. And again, we'll see the replay on the kick return for a touchdown by McAfee. McAfee really showing off that speed. And number 4, Keyshawn Sylvester did do a good job of trying to track McAfee down, but too little, too late. And Cedar Creek goes up 14-0.
Well, Steve, number 1, Jamel McLean for Cedar Creek did a nice job screening that last defender off. Looked like he was trying to catch him. He didn't try to block him. He just tried to get in front of him on a little screen action there. So
yeah, McClellan did just enough.
Cedar Creek with a 14-0 lead. Big play. As you said, opening kickoff of the second half.
Yeah, you couldn't write a better script if you're Cedar Creek, and now you just got to hope your defense comes out and continues to set that tone. And if you're Matawan, you got to look to respond. Ball is kicked. Matawan's number 11, Cameron Cooper. Is finally brought down, and he does not do the same as C.J. McAfee. Brought down after only a gain of about 7 to 8 yards. And a penalty, yes, a penalty will go against Matawan. A block in the back, as Steve just said, will send them back even further.
Yeah, it looks like Cedar Creek definitely sees the momentum here with that open kickoff for 14-0 lead, and having a penalty now. They're going to be in the shadow of their end zone. Got to be careful you don't turn the ball over here and let the game get away from you if you're Matawan.
Yeah, not the way you wanted to see this second half get off to a start if you're Matawan. But now that it's 1st and 10, the only thing you can do is move forward.
1st and 10, Matawan at their 10-yard line.
Take it a play at a time. Day Scott with a back offset to his right. 3 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 sent in motion. Day Scott with the RPO, decided to keep it.
Martinez to Scott on the keeper.
We'll see here on the replay. Wellman Crooms, who the Huskies relied upon heavily in that first half, was the man in motion. And again, Day Scott decided to keep it, but Day Scott, with only a gain of 1 on the play, it'll bring up 2nd and 9. And a timeout was called by the official on the field for a player safety issue, and everything will resume.
A lot of penetration that time by the Cedar Creek defensive front there. They had 4 defensive linemen in the backfield to make that play.
The 11-17 and running here in the 3rd quarter. If you're just joining us, Cedar Creek had come into this second half with a 6-0 lead and got off to an extremely hot start after C.J. McAfee returned the opening kickoff of the second half to the house. A big play by the Cedar Creek defense, stringing that one out. Running back had no room to maneuver, and it'll be 3rd and long here for the Huskies.
Yeah, it was number 6, Justin Castillo, the linebacker, the captain, who was part of the 3 or 4 guys that came in and made that play. And right now, Matawan's got to be careful because Cedar Creek has really got it rolling. They can ill afford to turn the ball over here.
So what will Matawan do to not only protect the ball but try to advance it? Day Scott back to his right, 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen in a trio stack. And Day Scott rolls out to the bottom of the screen, directs his receivers, finds his man Cooper, and Cooper with the reception. And after he caught that ball, mowed the defender down, but the defender, number 1 of the defense for the Pirates, Jamal McClellan, did a good job of bringing him down.
Yeah, it was really not much there. Bringing up a 4th and about 4. Of course, with this punt formation they have, I wonder if it's a hybrid where they can decide, look at the defense if they're going to go or they're going to punt. You got to believe they're going to punt here. I mean, the shadow and end zone, 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You sure don't want to give up another quick score.
And at first they lined up in an offensive formation, but now Day Scott will send it off his foot.
Oh,
nearly hit a Cedar Creek player, which would have made it a free play essentially for the Huskies. But it's downed by Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek Pirates will take over.
And they will take over, excuse me, it was down by the Huskies. And they will take over possession now. Will Cedar Creek in their own territory.
Yeah, they're going to be at the 43-yard line of Matawan here. They're great field position. Good chance to make another score here and really give themselves a little separation. 14-0 becomes 21-0 real quick here. See if they go for something from the jugular, something up top here early.
Yeah, it could be a slippery slope for Matawan. 1st and 10. Good job of stepping up by Billy Smith, but he stepped right up into a sack. And number 7 of the defense, Jalen Williams, made a good play.
And I've been watching, the last few minutes here. Jaden Elijah has been slow on the offense, and he came defensively here, came in there, and he's down again on the field. He looks like he has some kind of injury he's trying to work through. Right now, it looks like a cramp they're working on.
I was going to say, there's been points during the game where he's been a bit slumped over, and you got to wonder at this point in the season, given that it's week 0, if he's fully conditioned or if he still needs to kind of work on that part of his game till he gets to full form. We're going to go to break real quick. We'll be right back with 9:16 left in the third quarter.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together and take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality.
14-0 is the score. Back at it here from Carey Stadium. 9:16 left in the third quarter.
Big guy, Jaden Elijah is really struggling to get off the field there. It looked like it was cramping when they were attending to him, but he's moving very gingerly off to the other side. Big loss for Matawan if he can't continue, obviously.
2nd and 10. Handoff by Smith. Dunbar on the carry. Dunbar seems to be just shy of a first down. We'll bring up 3rd and 2.
I don't know if it's just that one play, but sure looks like a different Cedar Creek offensive line. When they're now at the block, Jaden Elijah in there, they move that pile probably as easily they had the entire day so far.
Yeah, the absence of Elijah will certainly prove to be tough for Matawan to overcome. Dunbar laying the shoulder into the defender. Took 2 men to bring him down to the ground. One of those 2 men being Palumbo of the defense. Number 22, Colin Palumbo, stuck his nose in there and did a good job of helping bring him down.
Nothing fancy here at all. They're getting up to the line. They're going to keep running the ball until Matawan proves they can stop it. I think it's going to be just a steady dose of what they've been doing.
1st and 10. Smith with a hard count. Now redirecting things at the line. Smith.
There it is.
One go. Finds his man in the end zone for a touchdown. Number 3. That's Darius Benjamin. And Darius Benjamin created that separation in his route. Won the route for that matter. And it paid off because Billy Smith found them in the end zone.
Watch Billy Smith drop us in the bucket, as they say, right over the defender. Lost it. What a perfect throw. Right over his inside shoulder. Good positions, you said, by the receiver there, and Benjamin makes the catch. And Cedar Creek is opening his ball game up right now. They got a 20-0 lead with 8:27 left.
Yeah, all of a sudden, things really tilting in the favor of Cedar Creek. It's all due to the work that they're doing out there on the field. After the extra point attempt goes through the uprights, the score becomes 21-0 in favor of Cedar Creek. 8 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. And that sends us to a message from our sponsor, Wawa. Whatever hoagie you prefer, Wawa hoagies are made just for you. Gotta have a Wawa.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Mmm, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
It is known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn, since 1940.
Welcome back. Ball sent away by the kicker of Cedar Creek. And Cooper for the Huskies on the return. Pretty good return. Takes it out past the 30-yard line, just shy of the 35, and that's where the Huskies will start this offensive drive.
Yeah, Huskies going to need to do something offensively, get a big play or some kind of momentum shift here. It's been all Cedar Creek since the start of the third quarter.
They're going to have to definitely incorporate a lot more of the pass into their offensive plan if they want to get back into this one. Because Cedar Creek will welcome the run all day long.
Jaden Elijah is back at right tackle for Matawan, so it must have just been cramps.
Day Scott fakes the handoff, looks to pass, does indeed, and finds his man for a short gain. Wellman Crooms on the reception.
Yeah, just a little square out, just a 5-yard gain, just trying to get some offensive stability. I think they've struggled a little bit here, trying to get something going offensively. They can just run through their offense, go through their progressions, try to get some kind of drive going, and not have a big play, but just try to get the momentum back on their side of it.
Yeah, and as a player in this type of situation, it can be tough to get over that mental hurdle of looking at the scoreboard and realizing that your team has a lot to do in order to get back into the game, but you got to put that aside and do your job, like you're saying, Steve. And if you do that one play at a time, things could turn back in your favor. Let's see on this replay, Day Scott rolled out, and the ball was batted down by number 17, Justice Payton. Justice Payton has come up big a few times now on defense for Cedar Creek.
Yep, just said one man. That's where the quarterback, in hindsight, would probably say I should have pumped it because he went up and I could have got around and then maybe done something. But didn't give Payton credit. Good timing and knocks the ball down.
Certainly give Payton credit. And things are moving so fast out there that Day Scott, for lack of a better term, may panic and just thought that getting rid of it was the best thing to do. Day Scott rolls out and now looks to come back short side of the field, but he will have no luck doing so as he's brought down by, you guessed it, number 17, Justice Payton. 2 plays in a row for Justice Payton now will bring up 4th and long for the Husky offense.
Yeah, that was the quarterback trying to spin back, and Justin Payton has not going to go for that at all. Real nice play. Real good series, you said, for Justice Payton.
Another player down for the Huskies. Not sure who it is. It might be Elijah again. And Elijah been dealing with those cramps. We're going to step away again.
You can see the complete conversation with legendary coaches Paul Rodeo and Paul Sacco from Iliano's Ristorante in Hamilton by going to primeevents.net. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, is a popular summer destination. Gillian's will be open until 9:30 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend, and they'll give you a chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. Traditional Italian cuisine has 3 main qualities: use of the highest and freshest quality ingredients, healthy portions, and, most importantly, the feeling of family. At Iliano's Ristorante, 705 12th Street in Hamilton, they take pride in providing all three qualities. All food is prepared to order. They want to make sure that everyone has their best Italian meal. Food is their love and their passion. With a simple taste of Iliano's classic food, such as their famous homemade tomato bread or ravioli, you will understand the detail and love that goes into every dish. If you're in the mood for great food with a great atmosphere, come out to Iliano's, a taste of Italy in your own backyard. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together and take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality.
We are back with 7:12 left in the third quarter. Jaden Elijah finally making his way off the field, dealing with some cramping issues. You got to wonder if the Huskies are going to look to fluid him up and get him back in this game, or if we'll see any more of Jaden Elijah in this one. 4th and 13, and Day Scott punts it. Cedar Creek's number 7, C.J. McAfee, content with just letting it roll. And the Huskies will down it past the 35-yard line, specifically at the 33. What are you thinking here, Steve?
Well, first of all, I should take a second. We've been doing these live streams now for a couple of years, and it's ironic because I just got a text from my cousin who I played football with in high school, mainland, class of 70. He is in Florida, and he says it's so great to be able to watch, a local game here, from the live stream online without having to have any kind of subscription or anything like that. So just a shout out to Dennis Morey and other people down in Florida who's enjoying this game. I don't know if you saw some of the numbers from over the weekend, some of the games. The views were outstanding.
No, it's awesome, and it's really a great way to bridge the gap and help facilitate growth in the game, not only just in Jersey, but the high school game across the country. It really has grown to heights that are unbelievable. A lot of people that were involved in the game just 10, 15 years ago look at where it is now and they say, wow, truly in amazement. And now Cedar Creek with a handoff on their first play on this drive, and that one goes to Dunbar. Dunbar scored the opening touchdown of this game, and since then Cedar Creek has scored 2 more, allowing them to expand their lead to 21 points.
And the same thought process here. This facility at Ocean City is tremendous.
It really is.
I mean, what a beautiful venue. The view of the ocean. The people, teams that come out of town, they're just enamored with the place. You see them up on the boardwalk and the casinos. It's just a great atmosphere. And this Battle of the Beach, it's in its 3rd year. It's going to just get bigger and better. I really believe that.
Yeah, I've been a resident of Ocean City for 4 to 5 years now, and I've had aspirations of wanting to call games here, just because I know what great event it's been over the last couple of years. And yes, wide open is the receiver number 3 for the Pirates. Darius Benjamin scores a touchdown, and Darius Benjamin going to celebrate with his teammate. Aleem Parks meets him in the end zone, and things only widening open that much more for Cedar Creek as they score another touchdown and look to add on to it with the extra point.
And what a great throw by Billy Smith, too. He just laid that out there in perfect position for Benjamin to run on it. Very, very easy pitch and catch there. Great line blocking up front. We haven't spoken enough about the offensive line of Cedar Creek. What a great job they've done, especially here in the early parts of the second half. It just goes to show you Tyler Cannon's one of the leaders up there as a senior. And
that's a good point, Steve. The offensive line often overshadowed, and especially at points having to deal with Jaden Elijah throughout the early parts of this game. They've done a great job of giving Billy Smith time to find his receivers, and Billy Smith has truly impressed me today with his arm. A large part of the reason why Cedar Creek now finds himself up by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a point to try to get some more of these guys' names. You got to really We talked about the offensive line. You had Randy Bean, who's a 6 foot, 245-pound senior. Also, Jonathan Martinez, who's a 6'2", 275-pound junior, along that offensive line. And Billy Smith had so much time to throw that ball. I mean, it was just like he's sitting back there, watching TV, and let me throw this ball downfield 60 yards.
You get a bag of chips and a soda.
There you go.
Using that time to his advantage did Billy Smith, and now Cooper back to hopefully receive the kick for Matawan.
Cedar Creek in their 10-year or so history, they've always seemed to have 3 or 4 wide receiver type, fleet foot guys that can get open and catch the ball, and it looks like they've got a couple more this year. Every year it seems like that's been part of their history.
Just adding to the cachet of great players that they've had in their program. Cooper puts his foot in the ground, makes a move towards the sideline, shoves off a defender, and will be brought out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. At the 31 is where the ref will mark the ball.
Jamal McClellan in on that tackle as he pushed the guy out of bounds.
Good job of being there by McClellan. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Huskies. And although there's still 5 minutes left here in the third quarter, it is time for the Huskies to turn things up, or else they're going to find themselves in extreme trouble given the fact that they have 0 points on the board thus far.
How the complexion of the game has changed from the end of the first period till now.
Snap to Day Scott. Day Scott hands it to Palumbo. Getting back to the basics are the Huskies, and Palumbo will have enough for a first down and more. Ball at the 50-yard line exactly.
A good run by Palumbo. We've got another player down. Looks like with a cramp, hopefully, for Cedar Creek this time.
And number 6 down for Cedar Creek. That's Justin Castillo, their linebacker.
19-yard run.
One of their leaders on defense, and I do believe he's dealing with some cramping as well. These temperatures out here this weekend have been hot. And although today there is a bit of a breeze in the air, still no easy task to deal with. And again, it goes back to the point that I made earlier that I'll talk about when we get back from break.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
Oh, spicy Italian. Mmm, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa. Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
Play will resume with the ball at the 50-yard line as Pirates' Justin Castillo was tended to for some cramping. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Day Scott with a back offset to his left and H-back in front of him offset to the right. Long decision there from Day Scott, but finally keeps it, fumbles the ball. Where does it land? It seems as if a Cedar Creek player has it. And that is the indication on the field as Cedar Creek players are tapping each other on the helmet celebrating, although clarification has yet to be delivered by the head officials.
Looked like number 72 for Cedar Creek had the ball, was running with it. Aiding Jinx, but now they're discussing whether maybe it was wrestled back.
Either wrestled back or people are arguing, I believe, that he might have been down. And it seems as if the head coach for the Pirates is incredulous over that decision.
The 3-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, here we go now. We see the replay. Looks like they had the ball, then they went down, and the Matawan player wrestled away from him. One more time here. Ball's out. Cedar Creek player picks it up and is running with it.
Cedar Creek head coach now just doing his best to get his assistant coaches back to the sideline without drawing a penalty. And it's 2nd and 8. We'll resume play, and Matawan will have the ball. Day Scott. Option to the top of the screen. Pitches it to Crooms, and Crooms continuing to chug those legs and will get a first down. Ball continues to move for the Huskies.
Yeah, ran through a couple arm tackles there. Good run by Crooms, as you said, to pick up the first down. I think the previous play, it looked to me like fumbled one of the defenders, one that looked like an interior lineman, not used to getting the ball, had it, was trying to run the other way, and was wrestled back away from him. So there might have been two turnovers in one possession there.
A fortunate turn of events in that situation for the Huskies, and that may be all they need to try to eke back into this game, although they're still down 28-0.
Good play there.
Yeah, fancy flick of the wrist from the quarterback there, Day Scott, and it ended up in the hands of Cameron Cooper. Something you see, honestly, from the Kansas City Chiefs. They fake that option to the running back, and then they slip that tight end or H-back in underneath, and he's there to receive the flick on the other end.
Yeah, he actually changed hands. He faked with his right hand, brought it back to the left hand, a little backward flick, as you said, a la Patrick Mahomes. A nice little yardage for him, about 4 or 5 yards.
Isn't it amazing to see how the trickle-down effect takes place, too? Not only are they emulating Patrick Mahomes on a college level, but they're doing it here, folks, on a high school level as well. Snap to Day Scott. Almost looked like the line flinched a bit, but the refs are going to let that go. Oh, and nearly intercepted by the defender, Jamal McClellan. Jamal McClellan wishing that he ate one more Butterfinger before the game today.
That ball came off of the Scott's hand. It just fluttered. It was not a good throw and way above his intended receiver.
I said he wishes he ate one more Butterfinger before the game. That would actually be the opposite. He wishes he did not have a Butterfinger before the game.
Again, they really have not, Matawan shown a real good passing attack at this point.
Now they're going to have to probably pass the ball here too, as it's 3rd and 5, but nope, they hand it off to Palumbo. Palumbo chucks a guy off of him, a la Derrick Henry. Although I don't believe it'll be enough for a first down.
That's what you call a physical run there.
Yes.
He just said, get out of my way.
Yep.
Gave him a shrug with his left arm. Really nice run.
Ball was spotted at the 31-yard line.
He really did a great job of finishing that play there, did Palumbo. And it'll be 4th and 2. Matawan will have a decision to make here. Obviously, you keep the offense on the field because you're down by 4 scores, but the decision comes with whether you pass or run the ball.
Here comes the bigs, 95 pound for Jaden Dunkley is in the middle of the line now for Cedar Creek.
Just over 3 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Score 28-0 Cedar Creek. Day Scott receives the snap, surges through the center of the line, gets enough for the first down, and the ball will be exactly at the 25-yard line going in for the Matawan Huskies.
Yeah, something they needed badly was a first down in a key situation. That's really one of the first downs they made in that type of situation since the 1st quarter.
And correct me if you believe I'm wrong, Steve, but with how quickly Cedar Creek scored their points in the 3rd quarter, if you score a touchdown here, if you're Matawan, and maybe go into the 4th quarter down 28-7, crazier things have happened than to score 3 touchdowns and bring yourself right back into the game.
Oh, absolutely. This game is not over by any stretch of imagination here.
Day Scott drops back, has a wide open receiver, but left it hanging too long, and it results in an interception for Cedar Creek. That's number 8, Guyon King. And Guyon King guilty of making 3 to 4 huge plays. And when I say guilty, I mean he truly should feel great about it because he has made some huge plays for the defense of Cedar Creek in this game.
He is another sophomore, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore. So Cedar Creek has a lot of depth, and they have a lot of underclassmen that are contributing here today. It's good things for the future for the Pirates.
Guyon King has won a lot of battles in this game thus far, and he won one right there, folks, on that jump ball that Day Scott just left up there too long. He had an open receiver in Wellman Crooms, but the ball didn't get there in time.
Nope. Like you said, the ball just hung, and real good athletic play by the Cedar Creek defensive back.
1st and 10 for the Pirates, and you got to believe the Pirates are going to run this ball here, although they are backed up a bit into their own territory. Flag flies. False start on the offense, and that'll send them back 5 yards. They'll start with a 1st and 15.
Somebody flinched on the offensive line, obviously, but Cedar Creek now, I mean, they can start thinking about running some clock. I mean, they've been a quick strike offense here, but
First down and 15.
you know, if you want another one, might be there, but I would think they're going to run some clock here, run the ball a little bit.
And on the side of the Huskies, such a tough break there. You're finally starting to build up some momentum in a game where you're down by a considerable amount and just an error that you wish you could have back. Billy Smith with the handoff to his running back. Gain of a couple.
Yeah, that's more what you would think they're going to do. Run a little clock, you know. Take some time, just enjoy the lead and not do anything crazy here in their own territory.
Protect the rock if you're Amir
Pick up a
Dunbar.
3, second down and 12.
And you'll be close to having 1 quarter left to drawing your first victory on the season if you're Cedar Creek. 2nd and 12. H-back in motion to the top of the screen. Now back to the bottom of the screen. Smith back to pass. Lets it rip. Finds his receiver who avoids a tackler, avoids another one, avoids a third, avoids a fourth. Finally brought down out of bounds by number 11, Cameron Cooper. But a great job of making something out of very little there by number 3, Darius Benjamin. You'll see here on the replay, Steve.
Again, the junior just does not want to go down. And as far as Cedar Creek running the ball, yeah, they said, no, we're going to throw the ball. That's what we do. That's what we do well. You know, and why not? You know, I mean, it's ironic that James Melody just believes in this offense and Billy Smith, who's been his quarterback for 2 years now. He has the confidence in him, let him throw the ball in those situations. And Smith has really thrown the ball exceptionally well since the middle of the second quarter. And they are a force to be reckoned with the receivers. They got so many different receivers they're throwing to also.
Dare to say, Billy Smith resembles a gunslinger. Back there showing the people how it's done at the quarterback position. And I'm over here racking up the amount of tacklers that Benjamin had avoided. I thought he was going to end up avoiding 6 more and ended up in the end zone.
Yeah, he did make quite a few guys miss on that play.
Dunbar on the carry.
Dunbar again on the carry, someone that the Pirates are beginning to really lean on from that running back position. He is a bigger body, too, out there on the field. And as this game goes on and Matawan continues to be down by 28 points, tacklers are not going to feel like getting in Dunbar's way.
Of course, they missed the big guy. Obviously, Elias has not come back in the game. He was a force early in this game along the defensive front.
Yeah, those cramps becoming too big of an issue. Dunbar protecting that ball because the defender for the Huskies was looking to pry it out and trying to get a number there.
I think it might have been number 8, Chris Berth, the linebacker, 6'1", 205. Looked like he was trying to, as you said, rip that ball out as the ball cutter was going to the ground.
Yeah, and Burseth really, as a defender, like at this point, all you're trying to do is create something for your team. So when you have a guy up on the air, you're taught to hold. The first guy to the ball is taught to hold him up. The rest of the guys taught to fly to the ball and rip it out. 2nd and 5. Billy Smith in the pistol. H-back to the bottom of the screen. 2 receivers to the top. Ball hits the ground, but Billy Smith able to compose himself and pick it up, and then actually does a great job of gaining 5 to 6 yards on the carry. Not sure if he picked up the first down. Waiting to see where the ball is placed.
I want to watch the end of this play as I watch Mike McGarry, my friend from the press, scamper out of the way here. I have to tell him he's got to be a little more fleet of foot than that.
Smith coming in.
1st and 10 for the Pirates.
People had to get out of the way, or else Smith was going to knock him over. 1st and 10. So Smith did do enough to pick up the first down with his feet. Starting to begin to think that Smith might be the player of the game if things continue to go the way they are for Cedar Creek.
Tell you what, he's dropped some dimes. He's thrown some beautiful passes, dropping the bucket twice for long touchdowns, made some big runs. I couldn't agree with you more. I think he is the player of the game to this point.
2 receivers squeezed tight to the bottom of the screen. 2 receivers flanked out further at the top, and Smith again lets it go, has one guy, and that guy is Benjamin, nearly in the same exact spot he was when he scored his last touchdown, and Benjamin doubles down. I feel like I have deja vu. He scored in nearly the same exact way.
Well, if you watch the replay, you're going to see what a great pocket protection he has here. The big guy's out of there. Look at this. No, number 8 gets a little pressure, but he's got plenty of time, and he just runs a little dig route and goes right by number 1, and Wellman Groom just couldn't keep up with him. And Cedar Creek's just showing the speed. I mean, the speed of the wide receivers has been outstanding here in the second half. They're just getting open at will, trying to make it a 35-point game.
We'll see where this PAT goes. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to fully admit that I will be having dreams of Billy Smith's deep ball this evening. That one, people holding their breath to find out whether that one crossed the uprights or not, and it did.
Well, the whole thing was the snap was so off, the guy grabbed it with one hand, put it down. I don't know how he got off, and it was almost like a punt. It was a high lob that just made it over the crossbar, but everything's going Cedar Creek's way right now.
Yeah, it really is, and it took a while for the holder there to get it, but we'll be right back after that touchdown from Cedar Creek.
6th Street Pizza and Grill is open daily from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. weekdays and 11 until 10 on weekends at 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, right at Gillian's Wonderland Pier. 6th Street Pizza and Grill not only serves varieties of delicious pizza, but hot and cold subs, salads, hot dogs, and their special Angus burgers. And they have free delivery and daily specials. Phone 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 609-525-0022. 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City.
What makes a Wawa Club? Is it the crispy bacon on the turkey BLT? The endless layers of flavor of the buffalo chicken salad? Or is it a secret handshake? Nah. At Wawa, there's a club for everyone. Find yours today.
35-0 is your score, because Cedar Creek just continues to put in work on offense, courtesy of Billy Smith and his receiving core. Billy Smith, Steve, you mentioned it earlier, has had a lot of time to throw the ball because of that offensive line as well. So really just a great job all around by the offense of Cedar Creek today, and the defense and special teams. So really just an all-around great job.
Oh!
Special teams coming up big right there. 64 for Cedar Creek.
We don't have him on our roster, unfortunately.
That's interesting. There's 2 63s, but not a 64.
Number 64, whoever you are, son, that was a great play. The guy tried to deke and he ran right through the tackle.
So now, 1st and 10 for Matawan. Going back to what I was saying a few moments ago, all 3 facets of the game working in harmony for Cedar Creek, and not so much for the Huskies. They've had some spurts, especially on offense, where they've shown promise. They've gotten close to scoring touchdowns, but they just haven't been able to put a full drive together. Because of that, they're down 35-0.
Well, if you saw that celebration of silence, must be a new thing, as Darius Benjamin came behind his back and then dunked the basketball in a fake hoop. That must be their celebration, a la the Phillies with everything going on now these days.
Yeah, well, you could thank, I believe it was the Miami Hurricanes of 2016-17 in college football. They started that entire trend.
Was
with
that the chain?
Yeah, it was the turnover chain. And honestly, I believe it's gotten out of hand.
I agree.
That's for another day. It's 1st and 10 for the Huskies, and Day Scott, brought down in a vicious manner by number 17, Justice Payton. And Justice Payton just inspired me maybe start taking some reps at DN again, because
We've mentioned his name quite a bit here in the second half. He is having an outstanding second half, making his presence felt there. As there's another sack for Justice Payton. Let me tell you, he's only a sophomore. 5'10", 195 pounds, sophomore.
He's got a lot of time.
He's got.
Yes, a lot of time left to grow, and the future is bright for Peyton. And you just got to love being up 35-0 in a game, and he's still got his ears pinned back, ready to get after the quarterback. Not taking the foot off the gas by any means. It's 2nd and forever right now for the Huskies. I don't think they're going to pass the ball here. Day Scott kept the ball, so no pass to be seen. Day Scott did a good job of fighting for a few yards, but still 3rd and 15. Long way to go for Matawan.
Just an observation I really didn't catch on to early, but look at the numbers on the sideline for Matawan. They've only got it looks like maybe, at most 20 subs in the whole team, where Cedar Creek's got 50. The numbers definitely are a factor, I think, today with the weather especially. They've just got a lot of guys playing both ways, obviously, and they're really getting worn down by this, I think, by this heat and being the first, as you said, week 0. They're not in the kind of shape to play that many plays.
Yeah, nowhere near as deep of a well for them to draw from, and that does factor in huge with the weather. Steve, you really touched on a great point, and especially when your best player, arguably your best player, Jaden Elijah, goes down with the cramping issues that he's experienced today. You got to have somebody behind him that you can trust to get the job done. With lesser numbers on your team, it just becomes harder to fulfill that.
You also see as another player walking to the locker room, can't quite get his number for Matawan too. It looks like he's suffering from, he's walking with a limp there too, so they're battle of attrition right now for Matawan. As the clock runs with 8:30 left in the ball game.
Yeah, 8:30. And if you're Cedar Creek, you're loving watching that clock tick, tick, tick. And if you're Matawan, you got to do your best to make every second count. Cedar Creek's returner gonna field it. Oh, and the ball was fumbled.
And I think
number
Matawan
2,
gets it.
yeah, Matawan did come up with it. That was number 2, Aleem Parks, on the return, and Aleem Parks looked to have been gaining about 10 yards on the return before he was going to be brought down, and all of a sudden, ball was out of his hands and on the turf.
Definitely a fumble picked up by Matawan there. It's good special teams play. That's been their biggest gain in the second half, a turnover on a punt return.
Tough to believe that it's really going to make a true impact in this game, but for going forward on the season, you don't want to see your returner making a mistake like that, so that's definitely going to be something that his coach is going to point out and get him to correct. Got to be more precious with the football. Jay Scott rolled out, had a defender in his face, nearly an extremely impressive one-handed grab by the receiver, but then it was plucked out of his hands by defender number 5, Jameer Camfield, for Cedar Creek's defense. Keyshawn Sylvester was the intended receiver, as you'll see on the replay, and he nearly plucked it out of the air with one hand, but then Camfield was there for the interception, and Camfield only adding on to the success that Cedar Creek has experienced here today.
Yeah, that was just a jump ball that they just threw up and was hopeful that his player could get it, and obviously could not. Cedar Creek is just enjoying themselves immensely right now. A running clock and a big lead. Everything's going their way.
Yeah, Camfield could feel the energy that he just provided to the Cedar Creek team from all the way up here in the booth. So much that he had me lost for words. And now it'll be 1st and 10 for Cedar Creek, and they'll look to add on to the lead.
You see Billy Smith, they got a single coverage up top where they've been successful all day.
Billy Smith watching that referee chop those arms, an indication of the play clock. And Dunbar becoming tougher and tougher for this defense to bring down, because as I talked about earlier, he's starting to weigh on them. And one of the only ones that's been willing to stick his neck out there and take Dunbar on is Cameron Cooper for the defense.
And another player with a cramp in the end zone for Matawan. So they are really struggling with the conditioning at this point.
Yeah, cramping has been an extreme issue out here for both teams, primarily Matawan. And you know, while we have a second to talk about it, I believe that might be philosophy driven and a bit like on the coaching side, because you got to have your team hydrated and ready to go. I remember on several instances, my former coach Tim McEnany used to have us drinking Pedialytes before games just to make sure that we were properly fueled and ready to go, because it gets hot there, especially on a sunny day like today.
Absolutely, the first game of the year. There we see we just saw a shot of the retired AD from Ocean City High School, Jeff Haynes, who is now back on the other side. He's an official. I don't know why he wanted to do that, but now Jeff's a good guy. Used to be a minor league baseball umpire. In a lot of years was as we said, the AD at Ocean City High School for years, and just a good guy. And nice to see him still involved in the game.
Also would like to touch on this next point while we have a brief moment. Great turnout by both of these fan bases on a Sunday. You don't typically see high school football on a Sunday. So you gotta give a round of applause to both of these fan bases for coming out and supporting their teams. Obviously hasn't gone the way Matawan's fan base would have liked to seen it go today, but they're still supporting their team nonetheless.
Cedar Creek looking to get in here again for a touchdown as they have the ball in the red zone inside the 10-yard line.
Cedar Creek looking to add more icing onto the cake.
Going to give Dunbar a touch here, you think?
Doesn't seem like a bad game plan.
He's definitely earned it.
Castillo, the H-back, with that slight motion to get in a better position to be a lead blocker for the man you just mentioned, Steve, Dunbar. But Dunbar
up the middle.
finding it tough to find some real room in there. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal.
I don't think there's any doubt in my mind if they pull it and throw to the outside, it's going to be an easy touchdown. But I think they just want to try to work on the running game a little bit here, give everybody an opportunity to get on the scoreboard. Interested to see what happens here on a 3rd or 2nd down short.
Yeah, I don't dispute your point because I really think it probably is there all day, especially given the way Billy Smith has thrown the ball. But with this clock running and such a lead, probably the safer thing to do is just to continue to run it. Billy Smith waiting to snap the ball. Finally does and gives it to his man Dunbar, who's bouncing things outside. Tracked down and brought down by number 14, Morgan Blake Gaggernon.
It looks like that's what the game plan is, try to get him the ball, get him in the end zone. But now on 3rd down here, I think you're going to see Billy Smith throw the ball. And I think he'll have numerous people to choose from the way their receivers have gotten open.
Yeah, options galore for this offense of Cedar Creek today, and Billy Smith has exploited all those options several times. 3rd and goal upcoming. Clock just continues to tick. We're approaching the 3-minute mark.
Those of you joining us for the first time, the Battle of the Beach, Ocean City High School, what a beautiful complex, beautiful setting. These teams coming from all over the country to play, and it's just been an outstanding 3 years and going to get bigger and better.
Couldn't agree more, Steve. And Billy Smith lets one go, and at this point, Billy Smith could do no wrong, although I don't believe it's a touchdown as I first thought.
They're calling him down.
Billy Smith's pass is complete.
Billy Smith gets up hobbled a little bit. He's got a cramp, it looks like.
I'm officially coining Billy Smith as Billy the Kid.
See what they do here. So they didn't see the replay there, but I thought he was in, but obviously the official right on the play said no, he's not. This is where you got to give it to the big guy now.
Yeah, Dunbar definitely at the top of the list of people to give this ball to on this next play. But Billy the Kid Smith really just impressive all day long with not only his ability to lead the team, but his ability to put the ball in special places for his receivers and his receivers only to make a play.
They're going to call a timeout here. Make sure to get this play what they want.
And just continuing the conversation on Billy Smith, what a luxury it becomes as an offensive coordinator to know that the entire playbook is open because you have a guy at the helm that can not only make plays with his feet, but really just put the ball wherever he wants to via the arm.
Cedar Creek has really had, in their brief history, they've had some wonderful quarterbacks, and they run this offense so well. They just do a nice job with it.
Steve, we'll be right back after this brief break.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
Frozen cappuccino for Curtis. Mango smoothie for Curtis. Hey, Curtis. Strawberry banana smoothie.
That's me. No, this is so exciting.
Smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, and more. Made fresh just for you. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, babe, wait. I think I got one more coming.
Speaking of doing your best, Cedar Creek has done their absolute best today to put on a show. And continuing that effort, Martinez.
I think it was Justin Castillo.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the wrong spot on the depth chart. That was Castillo.
The linebacker gets a carry. How about that?
Yeah, Justin Castillo. Fantastic job to plunge his way into the end zone. And Castillo adding his list to the touchdown scores for Cedar Creek today.
Give the linebacker a little love there. His first carry today, I believe.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Can't really have it any better in the stat sheet. Go and brag to your friends. I had 1 carry for 1 touchdown today.
Things getting a little chippy now.
And honestly, with the score where it is, although you never want to see it get to this point, chippiness to be expected because Matawan has fought their tails off today, just hasn't broken their way. But I want to briefly go to a word from our biggest sponsor of the weekend, Wawa. And I want to tell you to Wawa how you want to Wawa. Download that Wawa app today.
Wawa.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
You can see the complete conversation with legendary coaches Paul Rodeo and Paul Sacco from Iliano's Ristorante in Hamilton by going to primeevents.net.
2:49 remain in this game. 42-0 is the score in favor of Cedar Creek. Matawan set to receive this kick. And if you're just joining us, we came into this second half with a score of 6-0. And then Cedar Creek just absolutely popped the top off of this game with touchdown after touchdown, big play after big play, led by quarterback number 13, Billy Smith.
Yeah, Billy Smith had a tremendous second half, as you said. He's got a plethora of receivers, not just 1 or 2. He's 3 or 4, and he keeps throwing over top to different guys, it seems like. And they just have great separation. They're young receivers, and really got to be happy with their performance in the second half. James Melody's group has really done a nice job here. You know, diversifying with the different receivers, I think, is important, because you can't lock in on 1 or 2.
I was just going to say, it's one thing when you see a quarterback rely on one receiver time after time. It more or less just kind of lets you know that those guys have such trust in each other that they've become so comfortable they can pull it off. But for Billy Smith to be going one receiver to another, to another, to another, really is just a testament to the receiver's talent across the board, but also Billy Smith's talent and his trust in all of his guys.
Yeah, this is his second year as a starting quarterback, and he's grown, obviously, a lot since the beginning of last year. And nothing but good things to say about his talent and what Coach Melody's done with him and the offensive staff. And the receivers they got now, they got sophomores, they got juniors, they got seniors. They've got a plethora of receivers, and who do you cover? You can't double cover everybody, and they all seem to have good speed.
I should have mentioned this earlier, folks, but once you get to a score of 33-0 in South Jersey football, the clock continues to run. So that's the situation we find ourselves in here now, with the clock continuing to move. Just over 1:30 left to play in the game, and Matawan has a 2nd and 11 on their hands. Day Scott hands it to Palumbo. Palumbo nearly breaks through to that second level, but a good job of bringing it down to the ground by maybe the biggest defensive playmaker for Cedar Creek today. That would be Justice Payton.
Again, we talked about him quite a bit. He's only a sophomore, 5'10", 195. You said he's made a plethora of plays. Justin Payton has just been the man defensively. Seems like every time they need a stop, or every time there's a crucial play, he's involved in it.
leader of the pack. Try saying that 5 times fast too, Steve. Plethora of plays, plethora of plays, plethora of plays. I guess maybe it isn't that tough.
I have trouble saying it once.
3rd and 5. Matawan with 40 seconds left to operate. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen for Day Scott. Palumbo receives the handoff again, and I guess Matawan has conceded. And that gives me an opportunity to thank all of you that have watched this game today on YouTube. 42-0 will be your final score. Cedar Creek doing a great job of getting their season kicked off on a high note. The Pirates absolutely kicked butt today. Hats off to the Huskies for a job well done. And Steve, what's your final take on this game?
First of all, Billy Smith had a tremendous day, but we talked about the depth that Cedar Creek had in their receivers. The play of some of the really, we talked about Joel McClellan, we talked about Dunbar, we talked about so many different players that made big plays for him. So things look bright for them because they're very diversified. It doesn't seem like they have 1 or 2 players they have to depend on. So interested to see where they go as they play a pretty tough schedule this year, and we'll see just how it pans out for them.
Well, bright futures in store, I'm sure, for both of these teams, but that'll do it from Carey Stadium for this one. 42-0, your final in favor of Cedar Creek. My name is Steven Anderson with Steve Parker to my left. It's been an honor, folks, and I'll talk to you sooner than later.
Prime Events receives continuous support from Shoppy's Trophies and Gifts. Order online at Shoppy.com. Calvi Electric, with over 110 years of excellence in electrical contracting. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, amusements with a family in mind on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Shore True Value Hardware, they're ready to help on New Road in Summers Point. Johnson's Famous Popcorn, open all year on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Blue Water Graphics, if you need signs, you need Captain Charlie. And Ulmer's Appliances, a family-owned and operated business in Cape May County for 50 years.